Hello, this is Umma from Umma's Kitchen, and today we are going to fix kimbap, Korean traditional sushi. So it's about one roll. Start with the cooked rice. Do not use pressure cooker for the kimbap. Kimbap you can make it for the pot, just regular pot or regular rice cooker. You can use it. Just about one scoop like this is for the one roll. So I'm going to fix about 4 rolls. On these days, people really do not like a lot of rice in it. So we make a small rice and then a lot of filling, which is a stuffing inside. So you can make it more nutritious and tasty. So let's do that. And this is for making about 4 rolls of rice. We just prepare for that. We're going to season with the sesame seed. You can use a whole toasted sesame seed, but for the rice, it would be nice for the crushed one. So we are going to crush it with a half teaspoon of salt. So you just do this one, and you can mix with the rice and also other vegetables you can season with. So okay, so you can sprinkle over your rice, and a little bit we save it for the spinach. And sesame oil, just drizzle it. For the sesame lovers, sesame oil flavor lovers, and they can just drizzle as much as you want. So mix it well. Kind of cutting rice like this and toss it over, turn it over, top to bottom like that. And mix it well and set aside. This seasoning while rice is hot, better do it. That is much easier to spread it out with the seasonings. So after you season your rice, and just set aside like a little bit cool down. And this is the seasoning, and one drizzle generous amount of soy sauce with the sesame oil, and especially for the Korean banchan, which is namul, which is a steamed or a parboiled vegetable. After they squeeze out the excessive water out and then season like that, probably you better do it with your hand. And this one really give a seasoning all over this vegetable and tastes better. Okay. So this is ready. I'm going to just taste the season. Okay. Little bit of a salt or soy sauce, you can add it to it if it's not salty enough to you. And this is the yellow pickled radish. I cut it out in small pieces, and also like kind of a lengthwise. And also I season with a little bit of a sugar and vinegar, like a 1-to-1. 1 tablespoon of a vinegar, 1 tablespoon of a sugar. I mix it well and set aside this morning. So this one you can keep it in the jar like this, and then keep it in the refrigerator anytime if you have feel like to eat kimbap, and always take it out and roll a sushi. Kimbap is anything, rice in it, and with the seaweed paper, which is a sea vegetable paper, and wrapped it up, and that is kimbap. But you can always add, bulgogi 양념 of a beef, and this is a oden, which is seafood cake, and egg omelette, and also carrot. And another extra one is like, you know, imitation crab meat, and if you want to. So these are all the, you know, traditional type of ingredient making kimbap. So we are going to roll it. When you mix your spinach, you may add a little bit of a kind of a half teaspoon of minced garlic. It gives a good flavor to it, so that would be nice to add it to it. So when you make a kimbap, it pretty much we make it all dry cooking, because once you roll it, if juices comes out and then sushi kimbap, it's fall apart. So we better, you know, keep it pretty much dry ingredient. So this one is pretty much dry like this, and even meat, you cook it until all the sauce absorbed to it, so you don't have to have any extra juice, and everything is kind of dry. Sometimes when you defrost your crab meat, sometimes it's kind of, you know, bit watery, and then you need to squeeze out like this, and then water comes out. And so everything ingredient make it little bit dry, not completely dry, but little bit dry, so you know your kimbap wouldn't be fall apart after you roll it. Okay, everything's ready, and so I'm going to this kind of a little bit pat dry. Even this one, after we soak it in the vinegar and sugar, so we need to dry it with the paper towel like this. So everything's ready. Ready to roll a kimbap. You know, for the rice amount, it's like, you know, one handful, which is little smaller than tennis ball size, and you can just spread it out. If you are a, you know, beginner to roll it, and do not use a lot of rice and do not use a lot of stuffing, sometimes it's hard to, you know, roll everything all together. So about this much is always enough. So kind of a handful, which is about the tennis ball size. Spread it out like this. So leave it empty, like, you know, 2 inches up here, and then a little bit empty down here, which is, can you see this? Yeah, a little bit empty here, kind of a half inch or inch, and here to the top you can leave it like, you know, 2 inches empty. And then we can place all the ingredient here, which is a little bit of a bulgogi meat, and think about, you know, making contrast color after you roll it. And so, you know, think about the dark color comes together, and then bright, you know, right orange color and yellow and green. But stuffing, really, you don't have to limit anything. If you want to, you can add any kind, but always think about, you know, making more colorful contrast when you're lining up all together. Okay, and we press down, like, you know, cover up with your finger, and then cover it up. So when you first time when you cover with your mat, and, you know, a little bit of a rice over here, it's going to be closed at this side, and so actually nothing's really fall apart. And so try to lift it up and then keep on rolling. So actually you finish to roll, everything's in one space like this. But this one we better make sure a little more secure, so we are going to just roll it like this, and then once it's all covered like that, you're going to just roll back and then just a little bit squeeze, not too hard, but kind of a couple times more like this, and then you unroll it and everything's already done it beautifully. So we set aside here and we make a second roll. Always this kim is two different sides, and one side is more shinier and the other side is a little bit rough. So always try to make it have it like shiny part goes down and rough part even though when you make a kimbap or sushi or California roll, just make a habit of it. So shiny part goes down and rough side is up. So once we spread our rice over it, it's easy to stick onto it, and then after you roll it, shiny part outside is more slicky and more nice looking. So we just try to do that. For the taste wise, doesn't matter, So spread it out like this. Make a 2 inches up here empty, and down here 1 inch empty like this, and spread it out as much as you can, but you don't have to press down when you spread out your rice. When you really pack it or smear it, and that taste is not really nice, and so try to do it quickly as much as you can. And so line up with the mat here, and so once you roll it, it's easy to handle that. So still you can see through the black paper, black kim, through the rice. So we do not completely cover. If you completely cover with the rice, and it's really ricey and doughy and not really a nice good kimbap. So we just spread out rice this much, and then the stuff with your favorite stuffing. If you like a meat lover, you can add more meat, bulgogi. You can substitute with the chicken or pork too. Spicy chicken, spicy pork is really nice together. So any type of stuffing if you want to. If you don't have a spinach, you have a kale at home, you can go ahead with the kale. Same seasoning, same way, blanch it hot water, and then you can season with a little bit of a soy and salt, sesame oil, sesame seed. If you like more pickled radish, you can add more. This one you can do the match style like this, or you can do the julienne, very thin slice like that. So do not limit in your ingredient. But when you make it top to each other, all the ingredient, think about make it colorful way once you cut. So dark, bright, that kind of a repeat. So when you do this one, probably we can do here with the dark green color. And this one, I just cut it a little wider so you can cover up. So hold your 8 fingers on the top of yours and 2 thumbs under your mat with everything. Lift it up, cover up, and lift it up. And then try to cover. So you cover it and leave a little of a rice patty down there, and then try to lift up your mat, but still with this one holding down, lift it up, holding down, roll it and lift it up. So you already done it. So roll is not really hard. So already done it, but we better make sure. Sometimes people wet it, but with this kind of a moisture, actually put it together later on. So we really don't need to it. But if you like to really like to make sure it's stick together, and you can smear a little bit of a rice like that, or with the brush you can just with the water slightly. But once you done it, even though it's not really stick well together, but this side holding down like that and sit there for a while, it will stick on it so well, so you don't have to really worry about it. So already 2 rows done. If you think your stuffing is a lot with the and probably you may need a little more rice to cover, but what I told you, 2 thumbs down there and 8 fingers cover up the all ingredient, and then try to make sure to cover with the, once it's coming out like this, put it back into the place like this, and then just try to make sure to cover everything with the first wrap. So we just do it kind of a little firm, hold it, and then still hold down, and then lift it up your mat, and other finger holding these 2 fingers hold up my mat, and then 3 fingers keep on pushing it back to the place, and this one actually roll it, and this one lifting up, roll, lifting up, roll, and lifting up, roll until you finish. So this one is already done it. So you try to cover up again and then squeeze it, couple here and there like this, and then unroll it. And then you see the this end part, and put it down and leave it like this until you slice them, so it will well stick. You don't see the where is the start to end, right? Here is the actually ending part, so you really cannot notice that. Rice already completely cooled down. So this one we add a little bit of a rice there, so actually this is not really nice looking, but the other things really you do not see where is it to start and ending like this. Very clean, clear look. Okay, we finished the all 4 rows, and rice is almost gone. And then after that, you might need a little bit of a drizzle over sesame oil, and then rub it outside. It keeps the moisture and also shiny, good looking, and also good taste. We are sesame oil, sesame lovers anyway. So after this, we need to cut. Let me cut it and taste. Ready to slice your kimbap. There's many different way of serving your kimbap to your family or friends. You can serve just like this, big thick roll. My brother always hold it like this and then eat like that. So you can just serve like a long just whole roll like that. Maybe look like a very barbarian, but they always said it's so tasty. So you can serve that way, or sometimes people just slice in half and toasted sesame seed like that and serve like this. And so there's no rule, but very easy to eat. You better slice them. So this is the ending part, like here, so it goes down. So better make sure while we are slicing, it's not open and fall apart. So we're going to place down like that, and then slice the thickness you want. If you are eating a big piece in mouth, and then you can slice them big like this. But normally we make 13 slices out of this one kimbap. If you do the California roll, 6 to 8 slices is perfect. But for kimbap, it's pretty thick and many stuffs inside, like a futomaki roll in Japanese. And so we are going to make 10 to 12 slices. So we're going to slice I like a thin slice, not real thin, but this thin would be perfect for my mouth size. So I usually do that this size. So, oops, when it happens like that, if your kim, the kim is not really well, stick together, or sometimes there is a hole, and it happens a lot like that. Then what's gonna do? It like this. Mm. 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 So sometimes when we make a kimbap, we like, this kind of a situation happened to me a lot. It's better for me. When mom's slicing this kimbap, we always come and go and, sneak into it. And when mom's busy, we just, reach our hands and, steal it from her. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The one piece I ate, so actually 13 slices. I always ended up with the 13 slices. To me, this is a perfect size, but it's really up to you. You can make it a little thicker or thinner, so or roll like this, or just like a hand roll with a small size. Any way you want. There's no rule. Kimbap is always good to go, and you can have a picnic at home, or backyard, or even in your dining room. Still, you can have a picnic feeling or picnic mode. Atmosphere is like enjoying outdoor. So this is kimbap, what we make today. My husband always serve extra sesame seed like this, and he dip it in and eat like this. So tasty. Okay. So colorful, so well balanced, so nutritious. So when weather is good and fall time, please pack your kimbap and then go on a picnic with your loved ones. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching. And this is Young Yama's Kimbap. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye.